Welcome to Rays of Inspiration. This is your weekly dose of inspiration. And today I want to share with you procrastination, the whole idea of procrastination. I'm Diane Ruff. I am a wife of 38 years, a mother of 3, a nana of 6. I am an educator for the last 27 years. That just kind of blows my mind. 27 years, because it's gone by so quickly. And you know, when you're starting out in any profession, in any job that you're doing, you're starting out and you just think you have this whole long time, and then all of a sudden you look back and you're like, holy cow, 27 years have flown by. Anyway, 12 years as a principal, 15 years as a primary educator. What I love about education is empowering students to be all they can be. I left the classroom to become a principal so that, you know, my goal was to empower teachers to be the very best they can be. And while I love the elementary setting, I am now moving into my next goal as a wellness coach. 4 years ago, I found Young Living at a time when I was very depressed and I'd pretty much lost all hope due to my son's drug addiction. Over the last 4 to 5 years, I've learned that I'm a survivor and not a victim. I've learned to become empowered, and now my desire is to empower you to be your best healthy self. We all have problems. We all have, you know, things that we almost think we can't get past, but we can. We can. And I'm here to inspire you, mind, body, and spirit. So thanks for joining me. Everything I share is just my personal experience. I'm not a doctor, nor do I want to be. I just, you know, am sharing what works for me, and I hope that it will work for you. So, I've been listening to The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey. It's been around for a long time. Maybe you know the book, or maybe you've listened to the audiobook. I'm doing that right now. And today I have been exploring and thinking about beginning with the end in mind. It's an interesting concept. You probably make goals for yourself. I know I make goals for myself. I get up in the morning and I think I'm going to do this, and get these things accomplished. There'll be principal tasks that I want to do. There'll be housework tasks and a combination of both. And on most days, I get what I set out to do. I get them accomplished. However, there are those times where I find myself making goals, but then procrastinating and not carrying through with it. One of those being my Young Living business. I love my Young Living business. I love my essential oils. But I find at times that I am procrastinating, and I'm like, why do I do this? And so after listening to, the chapter on the end in mind and some discussion with colleagues, I realized it's because a lot of times the task seems overwhelming. I don't know where to start. I don't know how to start. So maybe you feel that way about things. Maybe you procrastinate at times because you're just feeling overwhelmed. You don't know where to start. You don't know where to begin. Maybe you look around your house and you think, oh, this place needs cleaned. I know that when my children were little, there were toys everywhere. It was just chaos and clutter. And I would look around and think, how will I ever get this place cleaned up? Just as I get one area cleaned up, they make a mess in this area, and then you just like, I give up. I don't know. Maybe you feel that way. Maybe you walk into your kitchen and you're just like, this is a hot mess of a room and I don't even know where to begin. So just to put in simple terms, and I actually do this with myself a lot because it's just mind over matter actually, but it is beginning with the end in mind. So let's talk a little bit about how can we do that. I want to use the example of cleaning your kitchen. So you walk into your kitchen and there's dishes in the sink, there's dishes on the counter, your counter is a mess, it's just cluttered and a mess. And you look around and you think, I should clean it, but I don't have time. Well, let's begin with the end in mind, a clean kitchen. Picture it, envision it. This is what I want. Next are, how are you going to get there? The action steps, if you will. How are you going to get there? Now you're probably thinking, oh, that'd be lovely. I wish I could wave my magic wand and it would just all be clean, but we know that that's not going to happen, and most of us are not able to have someone come in and do it for us. So we've got to carve out the time for it. You probably don't have a whole lot of time. I know I don't, but we do make time for the things that are important. So here's one of those little tips that I've learned. I look at something like a task, like cleaning my kitchen, and I think, oh my goodness, I don't have time for this. But I really do have 15 minutes, 20 minutes, a half hour, or an hour. I like to take an hour and set aside an hour and just say, for this next hour, I'm going to clean my kitchen as far as I get. And when the hour is up, I'm done. If I didn't get to the floors or whatever, oh well. You know, maybe that's tomorrow's task. But I think whenever, well, I know for me, when I begin with the end in mind, and I think I can get this accomplished, and I know what I want it to look like, I envision it, and then I set aside a certain amount of time, it's doable. It really is doable. So maybe you've got drawers to clean out. Maybe you've got closets to clean out. Maybe you've got a room to clean. Whatever it is, set aside some time, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, a half hour. It's actually called a blitz. And you know, you're going to just blitz this task in the next however many minutes you've got. I allow myself an hour. So I get started. Where am I going to start? That's the next thing. Well, for me, I look around and I think, what's the priority here? The dishes, because we always need dishes because we're always eating, right? So I, wash the dishes or put them in the dishwasher, get the counters cleaned off. If you put them in the dishwasher, though, remember to come back and put them away when they're done. Get them put away. Get everything put away. And then check the clock. If you still have some time, my next thing is usually the floors because there's crumbs everywhere. 4 years ago, I had a dog, and I loved my dog because she would eat the crumbs off the floor. My husband doesn't seem to notice that he drops crumbs on the floor. I don't know if you have one of those times. Of course, I would never make any crumbs on the floor. So anyways, as I look around and I see these, I decide, okay, I'm going to vacuum real quick. So I get out the vacuum cleaner and I sweep. If I still have time left, I will use my mop and my steam mop and mop. But when my hour is up, I'm done. I'm done, however far I got. And you know what? I feel much better looking at a cleaned off counter, dishes put away, and, and it smells good. When I'm doing that, I'm also diffusing usually lemon or pine because it makes the kitchen smell good. So that's my little tip for you, Young Living, this is why I love my oils, Young Living has essential oils for procrastination, for focusing, and for envisioning. Imagine that. So when I get started, and I actually did this today just before I came on, I envisioned what I wanted to say and do and how I wanted it to go along. So this little guy called Envision, it's a wonderful oil. It is a blend. It is made to help us just envision the desired outcome and to move forward. It does work. I like to put a little drop in my hand and then rub it on my temples. Keep it away from your eyes, just rub it on your temples. Now, Clarity is my next essential oil. Clarity helps us focus and mental concentration. So if you're struggling about where to start, how to start, because procrastination, a lot of it is just that. You need clarity. Clarity is wonderful. I like to put drops of that on my wrist and then smell it and keep smelling it. I'm also diffusing it in my diffuser behind me because that clarity can just, all of a sudden, things become clear to you. It's like, okay, I'm going to start here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Then finally, you need a little motivation. Motivation helps us overcome procrastination and fear. If you're feeling stuck or you need help moving on, this oil is for you. And I like to take this one and you just roll it a little bit in your hand and then, just kind of rub it on your chest. And that gets you going. Aromatherapy. It works. I'd love to share more with you if you want to know. So, that's how you can get started on accomplishing those tasks. Begin with the end in mind. Recognize if you're procrastinating or not. You know, get some oils on you and get started, and give yourself permission to complete, you know, to go after that task, whether you have a half hour, 20 minutes. If you're only spending 15 minutes on the task, well, that's all you can do. You're going to feel a whole lot better just for those 15 minutes getting it done. I hope I've inspired you today. Remember, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. If you'd like to know more about Young Living and essential oils, please feel free to reach out to me, private message me. I'm here to share. Have a great day, and I'll be on again soon.